justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, Black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any Black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
Locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Getting your Wednesday started off with a little pebble. Girlfriend, you know you were the best he ever had. I know that's right. Stand up for your sister, girl. I hope that you are relaxed, ready, have a beverage, a snack perhaps, to get into the latest in trending topics and headlines across entertainment, sports, lifestyle, and culture with moi, Jill Munroe. Listen, it is Wednesday, the middle of the week, hump day. And I don't know about you, but so much has happened in such a short period of time. I feel like every week we are caught up in a tailwind or something. I wonder if that's the appropriate analogy. Tailwinds push you faster or slow you down, depending upon the thing, right? So that's my reference for tonight. We're going to flow with it. So I hope that you are prepared before I get into the listing of the topics that we're going to get into tonight. Let me remind you to follow us on all social medias, KBLA 1580. Hit me up at Stiletto Jill, of course. Download the app so that you can listen to this podcast and any others at any given time that you like. And of course, if you want the visual to go along with this audio experience, because it is in fact an experience, hit up YouTube, KBLA 1580, and join us there. The chat is always very opinionated. It's a whole other conversation half the time going on there than what we're talking about here, and it just adds to the excitement. Now, let me give you the list of topics that we are going to be getting into tonight. So you know that we have been hearing about the situation with Jonathan Majors. He was accused of assaulting, allegedly, his ex-girlfriend, and that is set to go to trial. But there's been a new development in the case, and some are wondering if the actions of the prosecutors are not a tad bit racist, maybe. We're going to get into that. We're also going to talk about domestic violence in the NBA. We've had several high-profile cases that we have discussed here on this show and in the news over the past couple of months. It is something that has come up over the years. And, you know, the NBA season kicked off yesterday. And during a pregame show on TNT inside the NBA, you know, the best basketball show there is on TV. Adam Silver, the NBA's commissioner, was a guest, and Charles Barkley asked him a very direct question about the NBA and domestic violence and what they plan to do about it. So we're going to get into that. And in the third hour, we're going to get into the topic of Dwight Howard and the allegations against him and his response. You know, we talked about this a few months ago, and there have been some steps forward, some reveals. Someone that has an NDA has broken their NDA to speak out in reference to the events and things surrounding it. So we'll get into all of that the third hour. We're also going to talk about Mariah the Scientist. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She is, I don't know if she and Young Thug are technically still together, if she's his ex-girlfriend, but she's an artist. And she has a complaint about the way the current music culture is set up, where if you're black, you are automatically lumped in to do R&B music. And she feels like the categorization is off base and wrong, and that people should be more free in how they look at music. So we'll get into her comments and talk about that. We will also, you know, there has been some conversation around dating. There's always some conversation about dating. I think people are frustrated with their dating life, lack thereof, or bored. And so there's been a debate that started from the woman who was upset that her date took her to Cheesecake Factory. So there's a list of places and things that allegedly women don't want to do on their first date. So we're going to get a little bit into that and see if it's true or not. Get your thoughts and feelings about that. We're also going to talk about Kayla Nicole giving a response to, you know, Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes, her ex-friend. She was in Brittany's wedding. That is the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback's wife. Her friendship with Taylor Swift and why she unfollowed Brittany and Patrick on Instagram. You know what? Yes, that is news. These things matter in 2023. They do. All of that and more. But before we get into that, you know, I have a couple of conversation starters for you. These are topics that we want to make you aware of, but we don't have time to get fully into the whole thing. First up, as I mentioned, last night was the start of the NBA season. If you weren't paying attention, both the Lakers and the Warriors lost. But the Suns won. They beat the Warriors. And Denver won. They beat the Lakers. That was heartbreaking. But anyway, LeBron walked in the building wearing a 28,000 Louis Vuitton ensemble. Your boy was head to toe in it, ready for his 21st season. Can you believe that it is LeBron's 21st season in the NBA? That is crazy. So we'll get into more trending topics and headlines. We have some news about an NFL player who has purchased a stake in an NBA franchise. Plus more trending topics and headlines. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward.
Hey, everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Honey. Hey, I'm here for you. Tell me about school today.
When kids can't find the right words, music can help them sound it out. Talk to the kids in your life about their emotional well-being. Find tools and resources at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. So minivans, sedans, JDMs, roll out. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. And with eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions
At
apply.
Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin ultra strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it.
Okay.
Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl, yeah. It's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. And of course, since it's Wednesday, you know what that means. That means that I am not by myself here in the studio. I am joined by my guest contributor, Trent Jackson, Trent the artist. Welcome back. It's Wednesday, Trent.
It is Wednesday. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me yet again.
Always. We have a
it.
lot of topics to get
So
into
grateful.
tonight.
I'm excited to respond to a couple of them already.
I know. I can't wait to hear your response. It's going to be good. So listen, continuing on with a couple of our conversation starters, because I think they're good too. You know, Miss Beyonce continues to hit us over the head. She's like, I'm taking everyone's coins, and there's nothing you can really do about it. We know that she has her documentary feature film dropping at AMC theaters in December.
Wait, is it exclusively at AMC's only?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And $33. Go make that happen.
Is that how much your tickets are?
Yes, it is.
See, I haven't bought mine yet. I was interested in going, but it's whatever.
I haven't bought mine yet either.
Is that how much movie tickets cost?
No, that's how much Beyonce's cost.
Because I haven't been to a movie in a while. Yeah, whatever. Is the glitter going to come down in the theater? I mean, what kind of experiences? The seats vibrate? I mean, what's going on here?
We don't know.
What type of experience are we talking about?
I don't know. We don't know. We're going to see.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, Miss B has a perfume that will be debuting.
Saw that.
It's coming in November. And let me tell you, the marketing campaign for this is how you know Beyonce is serious and she is ready to take all of your coins. Miss Beyonce got on Instagram and was talking to the people, giving them a breakdown of the bottle of the perfume, why she designed it, what she feels. It's called C Noir. And you can pre-order it now. And
how much is that per bottle?
It does not say. I don't know. I haven't checked out the link. Let's check out the link. Let's check out the pre-order link.
I saw her commercial on Instagram, her unboxing of it. I was like, oh, she's talking.
Right. Beyonce
because
she
never talks.
No, she just gives you a visual and go.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's typical, you know.
$85?
No.
Up?
Yeah.
Okay, $150.
$160 for 1.7 ounces.
That's more than most designer fragrances because I buy perfume as gifts and I buy cologne for myself. So? Oh yeah, my YSL is $120.
I think my Don't Be Shy, Love Don't Be. I don't know. It seems about right. I wonder what it smells like though because
I'm very interested in the smell. Not that I would particularly pay for that or buy that as a gift for anybody, but that's a little out of range.
You think it's a little pricey?
Yeah.
I bet it's going to go down, though. It's going to sell out as she does. This is I just wonder what notes are included in it, because she just talked about really.
It's a nice
the
box.
bottle.
The bottle is very nice.
Okay, here are the fragrance notes.
Okay.
The top note is clementine and golden honey. The heart is rose absolute and jasmine sambac. Not sure what that. I mean, I know what jasmine is, but not specifically sambac. And the base is myrrh and golden amber. That seems like something I might like.
It's an interesting from scent. Like I'm gathering all the smells
right,
together.
all the notes together.
Yeah.
So I don't know, B. I've spent a lot of money on you this year.
I'll give up 33, but not 160.
Not 160.
Yeah, totally not 160.
Shout out to the chat. Carrie Webb is in there. Crystal Waite, T. Swarns, Mackie Samuels.
Shout out to Mackie and T. Swarns.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome in. We appreciate you guys. So, you know what I forgot to mention? If at any time you guys want to jump into this conversation and give your opinion, 800-920-1580, you can hit us up there. We will gladly take in your thoughts. So also, these streamers are determined to additionally take all of our coins, take all the coins. Apple TV is going up on its monthly rate. It is raising its rates from $6.99 to $9.99. And this is the second time in a year that they've raised their rates.
It used to be $4.99.
Yep. At this point, this is cable. This is cable with more complicated things. I mean, you can pick your own lineup, but
I don't think that they have enough programming to up their price.
Apple?
Yes, Apple.
I believe. I think I feel as though they position themselves with their programming as very, award-winning, like a tight list
tailored
of shows,
and custom.
very tailored
Yes.
and customized for, those highbrow things, the morning show.
Which is a great show, by the way.
It is. Ted Lasso, things of that, they're going for that sort of thing. So I think that they will always probably have lesser scripted programming, but I do see them making the deep dive into more live programming. They have their deal with what is our soccer league? What are their three? I can't believe I'm blanking on that right now. Major League Soccer. Huh? No. Major League Soccer overall, like soccer overall. Major League Soccer. I don't know why that left me. But and they are working on a couple of other deals. It is rumored that both they and Amazon Prime are looking at obtaining the NBA rights or some portion of them when they come up next season. It's going to look very different. I'm wondering what's going to happen with inside the NBA should Warner Brothers decide to not re-up that contract, because Charles, Chuck, Kenny, and Shaq are a staple, and people will want them everywhere as a unit. So I know that it's just, I think the landscape in general for media is going to look very different over the next few months and years. So I mentioned that there is an NFL player who has joined the ranks of NBA ownership. Cleveland Browns All-Pro Myles Garrett has purchased a minority stake in the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's also going to serve as an official Cavaliers brand ambassador. So, there was some changes made in the NBA where they could have ownership in other leagues and things like that. I guess maybe the NFL, well, I guess that wouldn't be in conflict, because it is. What the NBA did is they are allowing you to have ownership in current franchises, but I believe they would put those shares in escrow, so you wouldn't be able to vote or utilize them currently, but you could buy in. I don't know if anyone's done that as of yet, but it is interesting seeing these players take more ownership positions or get more into their investment bag and step out. So, Usher, I don't know if he still is, was a minority owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Couple other people, they have like a nice little minority ownership that has a lot of notables and well-known names. Also, this weekend in Miami, Drake had a pre-birthday celebration, and it was at a new club in Miami called Casadonna. It's a new hot spot there. And in the club at the bar promoting their mezcal tequila brand were Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston of Why Did the Show Just Leave Me? Everybody, Breaking Bad. How am I forgetting the name of that show? Excuse me. They were at the bar pouring drinks and promoting it, so Drake had a very lit weekend in Miami. Shout out to the Scorpio.
What's the name of that club again?
The name of the club is Casadana. The name of the
right.
tequila brand is Dos Hombres.
I'm not really interested in that, but the Casadana I am.
The Casadana. Oh, you gonna head out to Miami and get it in?
Well, I need to know where all the spots are just in case I find myself there on a plane delay, because that's usually how I find myself there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know where to tap into, go see what it is.
Yeah, charge it to Delta, man.
Okay. Also, we've been talking about this for the past few weeks. We are firmly into celebrity memoir season.
Yes.
And another celebrity has revealed that they will be releasing a memoir in 2024. Tom Selleck. Tell your grandmama, tell your great auntie, Magnum PI.
And it's so funny that the first person she said was grandma, because my grandmother loves Tom Selleck. Shout out to my grandma.
That's what I'm saying. That's like the grandmama's bay or whatever from back in the day.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. I'm like, Tom Selleck, he's like 90.
Is he that old?
He's like,
78.
He's 70.
He's 78.
Yeah, he's in his 70s.
So he's releasing an intimate memoir called You Never Know to clear up an armload of misconceptions from his personal and professional life.
From 78
on, apparently.
My grandmother would definitely remember that. I'm going to buy that book for her belated birthday, or extra birthday gift.
He said after 5 decades in Hollywood, he will share an intimate account on his remarkable life and thoroughly accidental career.
He has been to all the parties. 5 decades. He knows everybody and everything.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be some stories in there. And please believe these memoirs are dropping the tea.
Yeah,
kind of. But here's the thing. How do you feel about that? Because a lot of people are like, and we've talked about this, obviously, with different things. These people, they're talking too much. They're not leaving the mystery. We're tired of hearing from them. But they are sharing their story. And realistically, on these shows, through the media, wherever it is, you're only getting a piece of the book. Do you think that is too much? Or do you think that people sharing their stories is just people sharing their, stories and trials and tribulations?
Well, we'll be always fascinated with celebrity culture, no matter what. People won't admit it. I think because we live in a society where we now see what celebrities do every single minute of the day, it takes away some of the mystique. However, if you have a compelling story, Britney Spears, we want to know what went on inside of that drama. So yes, we're interested in that book. Some people are interested in Jada's book because it's a response to Will's book, and vice versa. People are interested in that. We'll always be interested in, and we especially love a legendary 30, 40-year-old, dirt story for those who were there to remember, some of the stuff. I'm not interested in Tom Selleck, so to speak, a little bit, out of my scope of interest there. But like, let's say, for instance, I don't know,
You said you're gonna read Britney's.
Yeah, she was a part of, my orbit, growing up, so to speak, and I'm interested in what happened from her perspective to her. In this conservatorship, I'm interested in that. I was just trying to think of a star from yesteryear that would write a memoir now, like Tony Danza. I was there for,
Who's the boss?
Yes, you know what I'm saying. So I would be probably interested in that dirt from the '80s. Everyone loves an '80s scandal, so sure, I get it.
Okay.
It's never enough. Some stuff we don't care about, but others we do.
I mean, we've seen a rollout of quite a bit. Continue to see more. Take that all in.
Yeah.
So
I started listening to Britney's book, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
I want to listen. Hearing Michelle Williams do the portion where she was talking, the actress Michelle Williams, talk about when Justin and Brittany were in New York and they came upon Genuine and Justin got his black scent on. That was comedy.
I think she picked the perfect person to read the book for her because at moment she kind of sounds like Britney, and I think she did that on purpose. Brittany picked her on purpose to do it. But she's doing a good job so far. I like the build of it. It gives a backstory of her growing up. I'm only like 6 chapters in so far, but it's a good build up so far.
Some of the complaints, well, not complaints, but some people feel as though she doesn't truly get into the situation with Kevin and what they did to Shar, the actress that Kevin was with at the time. Although I know she mentions that she didn't know that Shar was pregnant at the time. People are taking issue. They feel like she's portraying herself as a victim every place else, but forgetting when she victimized.
I think that is partially has to do with her children, and that situation with the father. I think that's the only reason why she didn't probably go into or delve into a lot of things.
Okay, we'll see. Well, Jonathan Majors, we've been talking about him throughout the press. He may or may not be married to Megan Good.
Yeah, and their Red Lobster family outing. I love that so much.
Dating. But today there was some news that happened in reference to his assault case. So the ex-girlfriend who's accusing him of assault is now in trouble, and I say that with air quotes, with the New York City Police Department as she allegedly for striking him. And she surrendered to the NYPD, was booked and released, right? It happened earlier today. And it was at Manhattan's 10th precinct for allegedly attacking him. And it is a cross complaint that he filed against her back in June for the initial incident that he is going to court for. But according to several sources, right, Jabari allegedly scratched him on his right hand, smacked him across his face with an open hand. He had a cut on his cheek, ear pain, tore the buttons off of his jacket, damaged his front
coat. Oh, it was scrapping.
Allegedly, right? But here's the problem, and some people are saying that this feels racist, that the Manhattan DA's office has filed court papers to inform the New York Police Department that they have no intention of prosecuting her. And they feel that the belated allegations made by the defendant, Majors, regarding the incident are, not worthy of prosecuting. Your thoughts?
I just shot a look to the people watching in the audience. They caught it.
They caught it. They felt what's going on. What about the people listening?
I mean, they always have to make an example out of the black person. I mean, we've seen this replay time and time again since Rosewood in the 1800s, girl. Ain't nothing happening to Miss Becky and her cries and her pleas. She's going to get off ice. She's going to ice skate off like Tanya Harding every time.
Well, apparently, because they're not even going to,
they don't
pursue
care.
charges. It's just whatever.
They don't never care. And the only time a Caucasian lady is not going to ice skate away is when she murders her children.
It's like a fix-it ticket. When we come forward, we'll get into more trending topics and headlines. You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. News and sports on the other side.
He was so untrue. All the tacky things he did to you. No need to signify, 'cause he's not worth your time. You need to find someone that's true to you. Girlfriend, how could you let him treat you so bad? Oh, girlfriend, you know you were the
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A New York City judge is not granting dismissal of Jonathan Majors' domestic violence trial that's slated to start November 29th. The black actor was arrested in New York in March for misdemeanor assault and aggravated harassment after allegedly slapping his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. In addition, the Manhattan DA now has previously unreleased London police report A mural of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna in downtown Los Angeles will get to stay. The NBA 2K video game franchise has reached an agreement with the owner of the building the mural is painted on. The one-year extension will keep the mural from being painted over and replaced with advertising. Bryant's widow, Vanessa, recently joined the fight to save the mural, which is just a few blocks away from Crypto.com Arena. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the Accident Guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? The Accident Guys can come to you almost anywhere, so you don't have to come to us. Se habla español.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Boom, 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 boom. Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The Green Foundation, key health influencer, empowering our Black communities through action. The Green Foundation advocates for affordable health care, accessibility, and knows the importance of culturally relatable health care. Regardless of income, we believe it is a right for optimum health. The Green Foundation has been at the forefront for 25 years, dedicated solely to promoting prevention through early detection, annual screenings, and nutrition. We know you because we are you. Our hand-holding approach supports you and your family to receive your right to be treated fairly and receiving quality healthcare services. We want you and your family to know COVID-19 was devastating to our families and to our wallet. We can build back better by understanding prevention, wearing your mask, washing your hands, social distancing, and understanding the impact of long COVID. Get the care you deserve. Take advantage of your privileges. Contact us, info@thegreenfoundation.net. info@thegreenfoundation.net.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf. Man, I'll call you back.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Intro, Isaac Hayes. We got time. Richard Roundtree. Gotta let Isaac Hayes classic soundtrack vibe. You really do. Because the theme music for Shaft is like classic. It's the only way you can describe it. Rest in power, Richard Roundtree. We discussed this briefly last night on the show. If somehow you missed the news, Richard passed away from pancreatic cancer. He was surrounded by his family. We know he had a career that in Hollywood that lasted, 4 or 5 decades. As mentioned, he was considered one of the first black superheroes, first black action stars, I really should say, with Shaft, which dropped in 1971. It was the start of the black exploitation film era, you know. It also was one of the first, soul, funk, black-themed soundtracks. I think it went platinum, multi-platinum. Shout out to Curtis Mayfield. Rest in peace to him as well. So, much love to them. I had the opportunity to interview Richard, Samuel L. Jackson, and Jesse T. Usher about 4 years ago when they had the most recent Shaft that was released, where obviously Richard was the father, Sam is the current Shaft of the youth, and Jesse was the grandson's son. So it's on my Instagram at Stiletto Jill if you want to go back a couple of photos and check that out. We are losing our legends. So sad. Anyway, back to this Jonathan Majors thing, because he was on his way to that type of status, heartthrob, superhero. Now we don't know.
Is he derailed?
I mean, partially, it definitely put a chink in the armor of things coming off of Creed 3. I think it has people looking at him sideways. There's a lot of stories that have come out in reference to things that allegedly happened while he was in college or from before. We don't know if they are true or not, or to what degree, or the context surrounding them. So I think that it is a stain. He, has gone underground for the most part, resurfaced with Megan, haven't said too much. He filed this counter claim in June, and that is why the prosecution is saying that they're not taking it seriously, basically because his lawyer, they've made some questionable moves throughout this. November 29th, I believe, is when the actual date is set for them to go to court. Yep, Wednesday, November 29th. And we'll see what happens and where this nets out. We know that Loki 2, which he is a part of, has just launched on Disney Plus. The thing that, and I hate to frame it in these terms, but that sort of helps him in this moment is that we are still in an actor's strike. So he can't promote anything anyway. So in that aspect, the network, Disney Plus, Marvel, they don't have to worry about him having to speak to promote this. And then we'll see what happens. I believe that they moved, because there is a Kang the Conqueror standalone movie. At least there was one planned. We'll have to see if that still happens. That is his character. And, people, memories get short sometimes. And then they'll circle back and get long again. It just depends on which way the wind is blowing. And if someone else, I think, has a more compelling story or scandal at the time, whereas they're like, we can forgive that. Or some of the details were shady, because there are some things that are looking a little questionable or interesting in the case. A lot of it seems to kind of come down to he said, she said. So where can you go with that, We will have to see what develops. All right. Are you a fan of reality TV? Did you ever watch Basketball Wives?
Maybe 2 episodes. A couple.
Okay. Well, this Basketball Wife, her boo was an overseas player. Her name is British Williams. And British, while she wasn't on reality TV in those moments and during the pandemic, she had a online boutique. And apparently British was scamming, not doing things the right way. And so she was arrested, fed charges. She had the, ankle bracelet monitor and all of that. And she was finally convicted. 4 years, $564,000 in restitution she has to pay, according to documents, on top of her prison sentence. She allegedly was taking people's social security numbers. She took some PPP money and used it inappropriately, et cetera, et cetera. Man, I'm telling you, the cost to look like you're doing something is so crazy right now. Because why would you take advantage of people that are sending you money to buy your products? Like they're already in your sales funnel. You want to take them over one more time? I mean,
you're doing it for the gram. Greed is crazy. These scammers and this new age online crap, it's too much. And I'm glad that they're getting caught, and I'm glad that they're being brought to all of them, because it makes it hard for people like me who, I'm honest, we do things the right way. And, we hope to build something, naturally and organically and not this scammer way. And people need to see that you need to work hard for what you have. But it always is that way. The people that work hard and build a foundation on, truth and honesty in the organic way, they always get to keep, their stuff and have longevity and have fun. Scammers never prosper.
Right. They're just.
So I'm glad they're being brought to justice. Good for them.
So, good luck. Her family member, there was
prayers and sorrows.
One of her family members, when they were coming out of the courthouse, there was someone that was recording on a phone. Her family member ran up with her fist cocked, like about to knock the person out. It's like, oh, you want to go to jail with your relative? I don't know.
See, that's important to have who you are around, because clearly they're just all hyping each other up with the scam and the crap, and this is what you get.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
Urban Spinster in the chat says, shout out to you, Andy. That Shaft in Africa, show me what you got sample. Big ups to that. We like music here. We know the history, and we will definitely share and expound upon it.
Every chance we get.
All the time.
Sometimes it's a competition.
Sometimes it is. When we come forward, more trending topics and headlines. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
At City National, we listen to you.
I want to expand my business and my legacy.
I want to set up the next generation for success.
I want to see my vision come to life.
I want to feel right at home. Your goals, passions, vision, future. We want to hear it and work alongside you to achieve it. Visit cnb.com to learn more. City National Bank. Here for our clients and communities.
Do you have both Medi-Cal and Medicare?
If so, the new LA Care plan called Medicare Plus can help you get the most out of your health plan for $0.
LA Care provides personalized service to Angelinos like us.
Plus, it gives us access to doctors and specialists across Los Angeles County.
For zero cost, we get access to full benefits.
From vision coverage,
in-home support services,
to prescription drug coverage,
and a quarterly over-the-counter allowance.
plus personal equipment.
Meal programs,
a gym membership,
And so much more.
for more than 25 years,
LA Care has provided Angelinos with access to quality health care at an affordable cost.
For our families,
our seniors,
our community,
it's a plus.
it's a plus.
for all of us.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit lafla.org. lafla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Listen, we talk a lot about music and the state of the current music industry as it relates to the artists. We have covered what we feel is a lack of artist development. We've discussed how a lot of the current artists, in my opinion, treat the music game as a hustle. So it's not something that they love or are passionate about. It is something that they do to get a check and to add to the fame. You know, they are almost, when I say they, not speaking of anyone specifically, just the general sentiment is they are the ultimate influencer in some way. And whatever is going to keep them popping and relevant, that's what they're going to be into. So there is a young lady named Mariah the Scientist. We talked about her a couple weeks ago because she was saying how she feels that the audience is too hard on her. You know, one of her first performance actually was at Rolling Loud, which is a big festival. Now, I don't know if it was on the main stage or not, but Rolling Loud is a major festival with major artists. That was her first time on stage ever. So that means, you know, we don't even really know how the crowd responds to what I'm giving as a performer, right? She is the girlfriend of Young Thug. I think they're still together. They might be separated. Obviously, Young Thug is currently incarcerated, but as we've seen, what does that stop? So, she's on the come up, right? She's been on some festivals. There's some songs that people vibe to. She's learning on the job, okay? She is nowhere near polished as an artist, and she says so. And it is apparent in if you've watched some of her performances or maybe, listen to some of her music. What's the face, Trent?
See, this is my problem with these new kids. They just write off the legends as just old and decrepit, and they don't pay attention. See, all you got to do is watch a few Janet Jackson tapes and a few Janet Jackson tours, and you'll get yourself together real quick.
That is facts.
That Tiana Taylor training class that she has, listen.
They all need it.
They need to watch these tapes. The girls don't watch tapes no more, and they don't pay homage to the people that came before them. If you want to know anything, go watch a good Mariah Carey tape. She don't dance or nothing, but
right.
the stage.
But
watch tapes.
Here's the thing. I
the
agree
original
with you on
Mariah
that,
Carey,
but
not the new one.
I know, but let's not do Mariah.
I love her.
Okay. I'm just saying.
She does drops on my show all the time.
I love Mariah in every phase of her career. Music lover.
Even when
music
they roll
box.
her on the chair, on the office chair, when they roll her out on that, you like her for that too?
I may have said this. Butterfly is my favorite Mariah Carey album, and that starts a run for me where I was like a low-key lamb. Obviously, I worked on the Glitter project. I worked for the label, so I got to connect with her. She sent me champagne. I still have
Mariah Carey. She's really fun, and she's very, very sweet.
She is. So that, I'm always going to go up for Mimi because she was,
I'm gonna go up for her too. She's a troll. She's a fun time, and we play her records every time on my show, like every day, because I thank her for her drops.
So here's the thing with Mariah, the scientist, not Mariah Carey.
Right?
Mimi. She is saying that she has a problem that if you drop music, right, in this era and you're a black woman or a black person in general, you're automatically pushed into the R&B genre. And she says that it's not fair and that she doesn't think that it should be classified as such. So we're going to listen to some of her comments. I think she's a little off base because nobody considers Doja Cat R&B. So, but we're going to listen to what she has to say.
Do we consider her black, though?
I do.
Anybody that sings and is black, or they think you might be black, they put you in this category of she make R&B music, and it's why? Because I'm singing about this, and it's what really defines R&B? What does that mean? Or what really defines alternative? If Lana Del Rey is singing about heartbreak, why is her album categorized as alternative? And then I put music out and it's automatically supposed to be R&B. What if it's neither of those? I told somebody that I wanted to make a new genre, and I wanted to call it A&B, as in alternative and blues. I don't know if it'll happen, but I feel like if I did make that, that's what I would fall into.
So those are Mariah's comments. Trent, you look frustrated.
How old is she? 24?
She something like that. She's definitely in her 20s. It shows. So, one, I think that people, I don't think it's just if you're black. We have definitely seen people come out that were black, or, as you said, some black in you. You think about an artist like Fifi Dobson. She was not considered R&B. You think about Rihanna. Rihanna is not necessarily an R&B artist.
Pop star.
Precisely. So I mentioned Doja currently. I think that depends on the producer sometimes that you work with, right? She says, what is R&B? Now, the sound of what R&B is perhaps is changing, but we know it when we hear it. And it is soul-stirring music. What it is in its name, rhythm and blues. But she probably doesn't even know what, well, she does, because she said alternative and blues. But R&B is a derivative of soul music. And, it is about a feeling. It is about an emphasis. It's about musicality, all of these things. So Andy has something to say. Before you say this, Andy, I want to say this one thing that I saw on Twitter that I think you both will appreciate. A Twitter user said, an ex user, I'm still going to call it Twitter.
Everybody is.
She said, this is what the girlies say when they don't have the pipes to match up in R&B. And I thought that was kind of an interesting point.
Exactly. And here's the thing. A lot of the music that we have today is based on black music. It's based on the R&B sound. So if you want to create a new genre or something different, all you've got to do is not base your sound on R&B, and you've got something else.
Correct. Andy,
this is not hard, girl.
I was just curious to know if you've ever listened to any of her music.
There is like one or two songs that I've heard from her. Like she's popped up on an Apple Music playlist of new music and things like that. For a second, not that they sound alike, not that there's anything that kind of mixes them, but for a second I got her and Queen Naja confused musically. I will tell you, I don't know any of her singles. I couldn't point out her music. She's not someone I sought out because, one, I didn't think that she was seriously an artist. Like I would hear about her, these things, but I thought most of this was a vanity thing for her, just to, something to do. It's cute. My boyfriend's a rapper, girl. I'm an influencer and I'm a rapper too, and that's again, I know very, very little about her. Other than a lot of people got her and Brittany Renner mixed up.
When you listen to the song and you got Queen Naja vibes, when you listen to the song, did it give you R&B vibes?
I just thought that it gave me very much
smooth soul.
What is here? What is already, like, I didn't feel like there was one I kind of remember that I was like, oh, maybe, but I didn't get too into it. I don't know why that is. I might have been doing something or just whatever, but I wasn't compelled to dig deeper. Maybe I just assumed it was Queen Naja. Maybe I just saw the light or whatever. Because Queen Naja has some songs that I kind of do like, and I was skeptical because just of the little bits and pieces I had seen about online and was like, oh, that's probably not to me. That's probably some young girl stuff that is for them. What do you think about her? Because you're up on music.
I don't know nothing about her.
Okay.
So this is the introduction.
You gonna go check her out?
I'm probably gonna listen to a couple songs. Once again, I didn't like the way she spoke about her genre or whatnot, but I understand. I had to go ahead and Google real quick and go on her Wikipedia. I found something very interesting under the artistry tab. It says that she cited Outkast and Frank Ocean as major songwriting influences. So when I think about the whole alternative tag and I look at these two artists, I can kind of see maybe why she would view herself that way.
I mean, okay, so I can see that, and I can see maybe how she can create that in there. But I feel like also, what do we consider Jhené Aiko? Because I feel like that is, I'm not saying she sounds like her or her music is her, but I feel like that's an aspirational direction to a degree. Maybe not as woo-woo, crystals and sage, but I feel like it's something like that. When we come forward, we are going to get into more trending topics and headlines. We're going to talk about, does the NBA have a domestic violence problem? We're going to get into that. And of course, later on, we're going to talk about this Dwight Howard situation. There's a lot of moving parts in that, a lot of things to discuss with that. All of that and more. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Who's the black private dick that's a sex machine to all the chicks? You're damn right.